Okay, everyone. Tonight, this is our Leap of Faith on the Rise team call, and I'm super excited that we have our corporate coach, Logan Jones, with us. So I kind of have to tell you how I got introduced to Logan. So when Shannon went senior Ruby, right? Or when you were Ruby? Senior Ruby? Okay, when Shannon went senior Ruby, she was given a coach through the corporate office, and it was Logan. And every time she'd get off the call, she would call me, and she was so fired up every time she talked to Logan and so encouraged. And y'all, I had a great coach too. And he really helped me get where I needed to be like the month I was going Emerald. But things came up for him. He left the corporate office. And I was never placed with a coach that I really was able to build a relationship with. I went in November to training, and I met Logan, and I just secretly put the bug in his ear. Can you adopt me pretty please? Because it would be great if we could work together, especially since he was already working with Shannon. So I've got to talk to him almost every month since probably December, maybe January. And you guys, he's fantastic. To be able to send a message to someone at corporate and be like, I need an answer. Like, I don't know what this means. Or can you pull something on my report? Can you do the number thing that I don't know how to do? And Logan does it. It's been a total blessing. So he is here to just kind of pour into you guys just a little bit of the corporate side of what things are looking like coming up and how to develop those silvers. So take it away, Logan.
Well, hey, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. You're my favorite adopted ambassador. How about that? There we go. No, but even funnier, I don't know if you remember this, Tracy, but when she came up to me at the Jules dinner, I was actually talking with a Jewel that lives in Illinois, yes. And he had just asked me, he was like, hey, so who are some of the top people on the Rise in Illinois? And I was telling him about Shannon right as she walked up. So
yep. I just thought it was so crazy. He was like, wait, you're Shannon's sponsor? I was just talking about her.
Right. It was nuts. It was really funny. And even Justin Goff is the Emerald I was talking to. He's like, what's going on here? But hey, no, I appreciate all that, Tracy. I apologize if I am referring to notes. I wrote out about 1 trillion papers here. I'm a green, so I just kind of changed up the delivery on this. So I just apologize if I'm referring to that. But like she said, field development, business coach, lucky enough to connect with the central region. I've been with the company for about 2 years now. Prior to Plexus, I interned with a local fire department. Went to school for that. And when I was going to school, I actually worked as a nutrition counselor for about 4 years, helping build people-specific regimens, things along those lines. So obviously Plexus tied into, all of that. Different circumstances happened with fire, with actually getting sick, ended up here healthy now. Absolutely love it. It's an amazing place to work, amazing company. But yeah, so let's just hop right into it. So our main message from the home office perspective, from the field development perspective, 4 fundamental pillars of the business being enrollments, retention, duplication, and then leadership. So really the majority of my message geared around those things, more specifically retention and duplication, as the two of those are kind of parallel with each other. Talk a lot about silvers, even draw a little illustration on the board here at some point with my 4th grade handwriting or drawing skills. So we'll see how that turns out. But so number 1 being enrollments, with those 4 pillars. Firm believer that, no matter whether I was connecting with top diamond in my region or somebody brand new, every growing business will be predicated on level 1 recruitment and building relationships. So within enrollments and onboarding, obviously there's a lot of different strategies and things that people adopt along the way. But the common denominator, whether you're doing it face-to-face through Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, is going to be relationships. People, they will talk to you if they know you. People, they're going to buy from you if they like you, and they're going to stick with you and stay with you if they trust you. So those are important things right off the bat. But I just want to share, because I won't be touching on enrollments a ton, I just really want to share a couple of common themes for things that we really see across the board with some of the really good habits that the majority of our top enrollers really have. Right off the bat, being bold. Right, just like Mandy. I mean, hey, she's super bold, right? I can't even imagine the conversation she's going out there having right now. Not saying you have to go out there and sign 28 people up this month, but really getting out of your comfort zone. The truth is, doing the things that we fear oftentimes is when breakthroughs happen, right? So whether that's hopping on and doing an Instagram story, or going up and starting that conversation with one of your chicken list people, or even the person, in the grocery store who's, looking at maybe some comparable vitamins, things along those lines, or especially those Facebook Lives. Facebook Lives being something, let's be honest, the only reason we're not all doing them all the time is because we're nervous, right? We hop on there, be a little bit vulnerable, talk about the products, talk about the business. Right off the bat, you're going to have numerous people most likely reaching out to you that are wanting to have this conversation. So number two common theme, holding yourself accountable to a certain amount of reach outs a day. Now this could be holding yourself or a teammate accountable. And you know what? Maybe it's one person, right? Maybe you're like, I'm just going to reach out to one person a day. Or maybe it's 50 people and you're trying to break Mandy King's record. The truth is you can walk, you can run, or you can sprint, but just holding yourself accountable and really just creating, that self-discipline. The discipline within life, but especially within Plexus, it's going to equal that freedom. And then number 3, effectively leading with the business or qualifying for the products. Now within effectively leading with the business, hey, we want to ask the right open-ended questions, right? So I just want to throw a couple questions out there that I think are awesome open-ended questions. Number 1, where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? Number 2, what do you like about what do you like and dislike about your current job? Or if they're not working out, your previous jobs. So this would be an area to hit pocket these answers, to bring up how Plexus can improve, or how Plexus is going to be different from their previous jobs, whether it be time freedom, things along those lines. Now, qualifying for the products. So qualifying for the products, I want to actually throw out an acronym that I'm a huge fan of, that I really believe is a blueprint to gear these conversations towards these people that we're building the relationships with, to also hit pocket to qualify for these products as well. So this acronym is called FORM. So it's family, occupation, recreation, and then meals. And, if I've given this example to you before, I've probably said it doesn't have to be some creepy question about their kids or what they're eating or something like that. Even just asking, hey, what'd you do this weekend? They're like, hey, I went hiking with my dad, right? He's a firefighter. He's actually having some back issues. He was off a fire truck for a little, so we had to, take a couple breaks, things like that. Then the family got together. We went to Cheesecake Factory, and him and I both deviated from our diets and ate a ton of cheesecake, tons of food, right? So these are things we can hip pocket. Well, hey, this is probably a weekend warrior. Ease creams, multivitamins, obviously going to speak to people. Mega X, lubricate, joints if they're out there, going hiking every weekend. EPA, heart health, DHA, brain cognition. But we know, hey, this is also somebody who they're health conscious too. Triplex, obviously, gut health, but block. These are things that we can hip pocket just to bring up in conversation later on. So just wanted to throw that out there. But overall, within selling, truthfully, selling, if done correctly, is you asking such good open-ended questions to these prospects that you're bringing on, that you understand their problems so well that truthfully, they feel like you're speaking to them, and they feel like Plexus is just that missing link in their life, just exactly what they need. So really, and it's not a blanket thing to say, hey, sell the problem, but really understand what their problem is, clearly identify it, and then, sell them on that. Right. And it's better to be interested in what they're saying than to be interesting. Right. If we can say, hey, you know what, Plexus was the vehicle and the means to, finding my solution. Just really letting them know that you understand where they're coming from. And then also within enrollments, we have these people, they're on hesitation hill. They want to know more. They want to sign up when they get paid, whatever it is. Right. I just want to throw out, because closing the deal, closing the sale, and really just asking for the sale oftentimes is really the missing link towards getting the sale, but it's also really the toughest part about the entire process. So I just want to throw out one set of verbiage that I'm a huge fan of that really applies, especially to this team, truthfully. I mean, hey, you got a leader on your team that's willing to help facilitate this call. I mean, you have, a couple leaders on this team, obviously, or several, but, people on this team, your uplines that are extremely supportive. Obviously, this team's going out there. You're showing up for these calls. You're doing the thing. So it 100% applies to this team and saying, hey, if I were to link you in with my training, my leadership, our team page, our resources at Plexus, and even help to build you a specific regimen towards your health goals, would you commit 60 to 90 days to myself and these products with your subscription order on? Now, I kind of rambled there, so you can obviously cut it down to what's applicable to you and your team. But the point being is that it's something that it's reciprocal, right? So we're offering something in advance. We're offering our leadership, building specific regimens, however you want to position that. But at the end of the day, we're going to be hardwired to give a more positive response because we're being offered something in advance, right? So I just want to throw that one out there because I really think that it totally applies to this team. Now, retention. So retention right off the bat, and I won't talk too long specifically on retention because I'm going to tie a lot into what I'll get into a lot with duplication being kind of parallel with each other. But hey, control what you can control within retention. The truth is there will be some things that just are outside of your control. And 4 areas that to some varying degree are within your control as a sponsor. Right off the bat, realistic expectations. Number 1, follow-up, subscription orders, and then silvers. And now these are things that I'll all break down here and get much more into detail moving forward within this duplication piece right here. And one thing that I just kind of forgot to touch on, just encompassing all four of the pillars, because hey, I'm a green, so I'm all about lists, and that can kind of intimidate people who aren't green. At the end of the day, keep it simple, control the things that you can control, and just have fun. Just those 3 things right there, encompassing those 4 pillars. So within duplication, now I just want to ask this question before I jump in. What do you feel like is the number one reason for why people stop ordering? Whether it be on your team or just your guess as to what it is company-wide. What would be your guess? Anyone, feel free to punch it in, unmute yourselves. Anyone, any guesses?
Lack of follow-up.
Lack of follow-up, okay. Any other guesses to what the number one reason why people stop ordering is? Any guesses?
They're not fully educated.
Fully educated? Not quite. One more guess. What's that?
No results.
Okay, so that kind of falls right in line. So those are all, it's funny because I jotted down like 4 things for what people could have answered. And you guys literally said like number 2, 3, and 4. But the number 1 reason is for cost. But the thing is, not seeing results, I think that also falls in line with cost too, right? So within cost being number 1, the truth is that people don't hate the products, right? Some people just can't afford to keep ordering them all the time. And not seeing results is still tied in directly with the cost of the products because, hey, if I'm Shannon and, my level 1 wants to hop off after 60 days of taking the product, and obviously I don't advise this, but if Shannon says, hey, you know what, I'll buy your 3rd month. I'll just pay for it. I'll just buy it for you. You want to take it? Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Well, right there, we've just proven that, hey, it wasn't that the products weren't working. It was the cost, right? They just couldn't justify the price compared to the results that they had gotten thus far. So right off the bat, I want to run you through just a quick scenario of what it would look like to connect with a apprehensive wholesale ambassador. And really it's geared towards retention and duplication. So this concept applies, like I said, to anybody, but it really applies to these wholesale dabbling ambassadors or for these newbies. So I'm going to name this person Joe. Not really sure why, but we're going to call him Joe. So right off the bat with Joe, we're going to tell them, hey, I want to be extremely transparent with you, right? Because we want to set those realistic expectations and we want them to run with us. So, hey, we want Joe to trust us. So, Joe, I'm going to be very transparent with you. We get them right on board. We use the if I would you. They jump on board and we just say, hey, I want to just ask you a few questions to make sure you totally understand what all it entails to be a Plexus ambassador. So there's 4 steps to this conversation. Right after Joe's committed, and we're walking Joe through the process. We're having the conversation with Joe right as he's about to place his welcome pack order, right? So he hasn't even tried the product, but we just want to make sure we're on the same page. So right off the bat, step 1, when having this conversation with the prospective wholesale ambassador that we're bringing on, we want to explain the importance of the subscription order, right? We want to explain why that's so important. The subscription order is in place for convenience. It's in place to stay consistent because it can take at least up to 60 days for these products to work. And the key is consistency. There is tremendous value in life with being consistent, especially with taking your products right off the bat. Now, step number 2, now that Joe understands why it's so important to have their subscription order in place, we want Joe to understand that these products should work. We've already done an amazing job up to this point explaining to Joe, selling him on what the problem is, right? Joe and it's something that has changed thousands of lives. This really is that missing link that has been there for so many people. Joe's bought in. Joe's excited. We've explained that we have a subjective 60-day money-back guarantee that not a lot of people really have to utilize, which is truthfully just a testament to how well the products work. And if we explain to Joe, we have that 60-day money-back guarantee in place. And not only that, but we just reached a couple days ago, we just reached our 10-year mark as a company, and we're well over $500 million company. So, Joe, would you agree that, if these products didn't work, top notch, that we wouldn't be a profiting, one of the fastest growing private companies in America? Obviously, Joe's going to jump on board and be like, hey, that sounds awesome. I totally agree. So Joe has that expectation that these products are going to work. So now we want to explain to Joe, step 3, that Plexus, not only are the products awesome, but that it's an ethical company as well. So we explained to Joe that we are non-GMO, that we're plant-based, and these are really the most bioavailable forms of nutrients and vitamins that we're going to get. And not only that, but we actually have A+ with the Better Business Bureau. And I also just want to throw out there that the new Slim tastes really, really good. The new Hunger Control Slim tastes really, really good. But, that's neither.
I saw that was orange. I saw that.
Yeah, this isn't it. This is actually, I'll be honest, this is BCAAs right here. But it's half, it really is, you caught me, it's half orange vitamin C and then half watermelon BCAAs. But I thought it could have passed for pink, but whatever. No, but hey, and within being ethical, all of these things, A+, the products are great. I'm a crunchy product nerd, and I think that they're awesome and take them religiously. But you know what? The coolest thing about Plexus and within it being ethical is the people too, right? People join for the products and the business, but they really do stay for the relationships and for this culture. It's second to none. It really is. And being on it, and I'm getting a little off track here, but just being fortunate enough to be able to, come here five days a week and to connect with the field, just really amazing people. And I think that's so much of what keeps everything going, so cohesively. But step 4, after we explain how ethical Plexus is with Joe, the final step is we want to explain to Joe how I just earned. So within the full transparency, we tell Joe, hey, I just want to let you know that when you hit submit on that order for your welcome pack, that I'm actually going to earn $25 in a BBB payout. Now, I also want you to know that that's not the main way that I get paid. The main way that I actually get paid is through residual income. It's really just through residual income. People like you, people like myself who believe in these products, we take them consistently and we continuously order. But I definitely want to make sure that you like your products, Joe. I definitely want to make sure that you're staying consistent. So I want to let you know that I'm going to be regularly following up with you and then asking what's the best way for you to follow up. If you don't have a follow-up process in place, I'm sure that your uplines would be more than happy to help you do that. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to work on that with you. The 4 and 30 process that Emily Gibson has on her 4 Pillars call online. Really, the truth is with follow-up processes, just have one. Whatever works best. Just build the relationship. I think the 4 and 30 is awesome, once a week basically. But just laying down those expectations for how they want you to follow. If they don't want you to do that, then obviously don't do that. If they want to talk to you every day, well, I don't know. But knowing this right off the bat, though, Joe, the number one reason that people fall off is for the cost. They have a tough time budgeting that $100+ into the order. But Joe, I want to help you experience the same thing that thousands of other people have been able to experience, and that is having amazing results with the product and getting them for free. And look them in the eye and say that bold. Say, I'm having amazing results with the products and getting them for free. No matter what, just setting those realistic expectations right off the bat. And you can even say, you know what, Joe, that probably sounds too good to be true, right? Getting these awesome products paid for, having this 60-day money-back guarantee. But at the end of your 60 days, when you're loving these products, all I ask is that you just share with a few friends what your experience has been. So it's important to let them know that if they're against this, absolutely, by all means, hey, you can still refer people to me. But same thing, we want to maintain that trust. We want to maintain that transparency and that relationship with them. So we break it down into simplistic forms for Joe. We say, hey, if you don't want to work this business, I completely understand. If you want to refer somebody to me, I get 5 points for every order that they place. Now, if we have your connections sign up under you, I get 5 points for every order that they place. And so do you. So doesn't it make more sense that we have your connections sign up under you? And now, obviously, if they're going to be receptive to this, hey, that's the best case scenario right off the bat. But just letting them know that all of these points, they have a dollar amount, and that there's 11 different ways to earn. And that when you place a qualified order, there's 7 different connections that get paid deep, 7 different connections. And Joe, I happen to be a part of one of those families that's in one of those 7 connections that's directly positively impacted when you place an order. But hey, I don't want to throw up the compensation plan or anything on you, Joe. So this is all things that we can talk about later. Now, at this point, hey, we're probably going to know whether they're on the fence, whether they're not on the fence. But the truth is, at this point, I've been asked a couple times by people, what do you do if they use the word pyramid scheme? So, hey, I think it's something that's, important to address, right? Because that's a rebuttal that comes up. So I want you to try this. And the reason why I believe so much in this, well, a couple reasons, but I've used it on several of my friends, and it's gone 100% with it. So I hope it works just as well. But right off the bat, just letting them know that there's no catch. So I actually want to ask this. So do you prefer Netflix or do you prefer Hulu? Anybody, if you want to just hop in. Anyone? I'm a Netflix. Netflix, okay. I kind of figured. So Netflix is awesome. Now, if you sign up 3 people because you just love your Parks and Rec, obviously Netflix is probably not going to be paying you. And hey, if we did get paid for binge watching Parks and Rec, I'd probably be like top 7 and over yonder, right? Be driving a little Netflix Lexus. Netflix Lexus. There we go. Nice. I'm going to add that one in my calls moving forward. That was pretty solid. But yeah, so, yeah, totally puppies in the basket right there. So we asked them, does Netflix pay you residually? Obviously, no, Netflix doesn't pay you residually. But Netflix, the truth is Netflix and Plexus, they both rely on you heavily for word of mouth. They both rely on you to market, their services and their products. And, when I hear that, if anything, it almost sounds like Netflix sounds like the scam. But truthfully, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, why wouldn't Plexus want to pay you though, right? You refer 5 people who order welcome packs. We just got $500. And now everybody wins. 3 people. The person who's taking the product is, this customer who's experiencing health benefits, who they have the option to start their health and their, financial journey as well. You're earning these BBB payouts and hopefully a residual income from them working the business moving forward. And we obviously earn money off these welcome pack orders. So the truth is, and the thing is, like when I was going to school for fire, and even when I first joined here, doing the as a product specialist, I didn't know a ton about network marketing. I wouldn't say that I had any sort of negative preconceived notion about it, but I just didn't know a ton about it. And now that I've been, fully immersed in it, I guess I really just think that it's a different way of business that's truthfully just less greedy than the traditional model of running businesses. So it's really something that's obviously, hey, I work here, it changed my life, that I completely believe in. But, I think it's important that, because I really think that it's just the wave of how the world's going. We look at social media, we look at branding and all these things. Hey, it's no secret that this is, getting ahead of the curve and building your brand and turning yourself into, from the hunter into the hunted through these types of things is, an important piece. But again, off track. So we go back to Joe and we say that if all you want to do is to get your products paid for, that's totally fine. I completely understand, and I value my customers just as much as I value my business builders. But I would feel guilty, and it would weigh heavily on my conscience if I didn't let you know that you can more than just get your products paid for. You can also earn an income off of doing this. You can work it as a side business, and you can help to allow yourself to have more time and financial freedom by earning a couple of $100 a month. Or if you really enjoy enriching and empowering other people in their lives, you can take this full bore, take this 100% and run with it. And next thing you know, you could find yourself as a Jewel ambassador. So let's fast forward. Okay, let's fast forward. And now my drawing skills or lack thereof are gonna come into play here. But we're on day 61, and let me crouch down here. So Joe just placed his 3rd order. So this tells us Joe didn't utilize the 60-day money-back guarantee. He's enjoying the products, right? So we talk with Joe and we say, hey, Joe, remember those your 2 workout buddies, your brother, your sister, and that guy that you work with who you said is your best friend? Yep, those. I also agree those would be perfect people. They've all been asking me about the pink drink I've been drinking all the time. So let's see here. So Bob decides he's going to bring these 5 ambassadors. Or Joe decides. Thought about we were going to call him Bob. Joe decides bringing these 5 people on. There we go. So Joe has 5 people. And now the most important thing, and I'll just preface this by saying, oh, can you even see that really? No.
It almost looks like your marker's like fading, or either that or it's a glare.
Yeah, I think it's a glare.
There you go.
But the truth is that a lot of people, they do a good job up until this point. They get here. And also, this is by far the most volatile spot to be in, right? Because your business now can take off, or you can lose all 5 of those people and you're discouraged and you know, somebody else saying, hey, Plexus didn't work for me. You know, the business opportunity didn't work for me. But the most important thing is to teach this follow-up to these friends, right? Do these duplicatable processes and these good habits that your upline has helped to instill in you 4 and 30, these follow-ups, things along those lines, and just helping to be there for them. So this cycle, it continues, okay? So his 60 people take the products. Joe is supportive. He's following up. So, hey, maybe some people get 1, some people get 5, but it averages out to every person on here in 60 days through these same exact duplicatable processes that Joe implemented. They get 3 people. They get a collective average of 3 people apiece. So now, as I draw this out, what just happened to Joe? Can anyone see that? Can anyone see what just happened to Joe? He's a gold ambassador. Joe is a gold ambassador. Now, if this happens perfectly, Joe's going to be a diamond ambassador in 12 months. And what I mean by happening perfectly, growing a level every 60 days. If Joe can complete this duplicatable process and grow a level every 60 days, he's now a diamond ambassador. Now, is this realistic that he's going to continue to grow this way? No, of course not. Are some people going to drop off? Of course they are. But that's where leaders and runners come in, right? That's where these leaders and allocating things and our rock stars and our power partners come in. And within leadership, it's not a rank, and it's not a title, and it's not a position. Truthfully, it's waking up every day saying that I'm going to knock out my IPAs and knocking out your IPAs. It's making Shannon and Tracy's job as you know, your sponsor, as your upline, making their job that much easier. And it's being there and being helpful for your downline. And if you can do those things, then you yourself are a leader, right? Most people, they want the power before they do the thing. But the truth is that if you just do the thing, you'll have the power. So just go out there, knock out your IPAs. And truthfully, I mean, hey, Joe, what he just experienced from his upline was just a living manifestation of those 4 pillars coming to life, right? It was just the fact that he had an amazing experience on the products, and he built a relationship with his upline, and he shared with a few people. Now, is everybody's business going to take off like wildfire? No, but he poured in, and he was a leader. He was a good sponsor, and he saw it from the perspective of being a network marketer instead of just a direct salesperson. He focused on duplication, therefore he stimulated multiplication, right? He got to the root, and he worked on the power of 3, and he subscribed to the concept that it's more important to get a lot of people to do a little bit instead of getting a little bit of people to do a lot. And, that's really what it comes down to, because the truth is that, and I hate even using names, but we look at Brooke Hemingway, Tamara Holloway, Kristen Abart, the organizations that are they just keep growing. They just keep on growing. The truth is that, yeah, they have their own personal enrollments and they work their business like, awesome leaders. And they are very good leaders, of course. But what it really comes down to, if we look at it from a statistical perspective, is that they're just developing more silvers. The company recommendation for the percentage of silvers that you develop within the first 60 to 90 days is roughly 10%. So if you can bring people on to your team, that's amazing. You're adding to your team, right? But if you can get 10% to silver, you're going to duplicate, which then you're going to multiply. Now, if you can boost that anything higher than 10%, I promise you your team's going to take off, because you're stimulating enrollments, duplication, and retention being parallel. The reason retention is parallel is just like that example in the beginning. Because when Shannon just offered to buy that last month of products for them when they had their products paid for, even though they weren't working, they still, they accepted the products. And that's the reason that when you go silver, your retention triples. So if you can get somebody to silver, yeah, not every single person's earning residual income. It's going to take a couple more people, but a lot of them are, or they're getting some sort of discount on their products. So the truth is that, the power of three, it's so simplistic, the thought process behind it, but it's not always the easiest thing, of course, to implement. I just want to let you know that truthfully, my biggest takeaway in this role has been the power of three, and the power of three, and really what it can do for so many people. I mean, I was lucky enough to really lock arms last month. It was just, in this role, and I'll be honest, like, I don't make 1 penny extra if I have a ton of people promote to diamond to whatever. No rank advancements, nothing. It was a personal, it had to get done with this ambassador that I connect with in Tennessee for knocking out silver stars. I was just like, you know what? She worked so hard. She has so many level ones. She was working so hard throughout the holidays, and she did it. She just knocked out silver stars. And you know what? She was a gold ambassador for 2 years. 2 years. She was a gold ambassador. And can guarantee you by the end of this month, she's going to be a senior Ruby ambassador by the end of this month. Why? Because she took a step back, and she's always recruited. I'll be honest with you. She's always recruited, but she took a step back and she started locking arms with people, and she was still getting her recruiting, but she started helping them develop silver. She wasn't stacking her people under them. She was just working through duplicatable processes, helping them build their market, helping them go live, doing power hours and different lists, things along those lines. And what she did, and what I really challenge you all to do, it's very simple. At the beginning of the month, just ask yourself three questions. 3 questions. What's the focus? What's the focus of the month? Is it, and hey, it doesn't have to be one thing. If this month you're like, hey, I want to knock out my next goal for convention contest, and I want to help, develop silvers on my team. Okay, so now the second question, who? So who is it that we're going to help to work with? Is there one of your level ones that you're helping them hit their convention contest goal? Are you helping them go gold? Is there 2 people specifically that you're working with to go silver? And I want to throw this out there too, because I'm really excited having that green in me. We actually have a report that's accessible to all of us in our back office now. If we go to the export data tab, now if you export April's data, there's a column over that actually shows you team points, and that'll give you an updated view of your teams and where their points are at. Now, here's something really neat that I challenge you to do. Go to, and this can be a cyclical thing every single month moving forward, that I think is a very good thing to keep tabs of. Download that previous month. So if it's April 1st, download March, and find your people on your team, especially your level ones, but the people on the team that gave you 5 or 10 points that have not hit silver yet, and just lock arms with them. Well, and it shows you the sponsor too. Maybe it's a level 3 that you have no idea they even existed. Let's be honest, right? Maybe it is, but their sponsor. So even just shooting them an email, having that conversation with them, like, hey, this person's so close to silver. I'm here for support. How can I help you? Let's knock this out, right? And that'll help to keep tabs on those silvers. Just every month, just try to outpace yourself. I try to outpace yourself with the silvers. And if you can think about it with being, the simplicity behind it, I love the 3 and 3, like the club 700 and everything. I think that's awesome. It's perfect, right? Now, if you can, and this is really hard, right? So, hey, some people are going to crush it. Do your best with this. I think the most ideal way, if you can go 3, 3, and 1. Now, what I mean by that, if you can do 3 ambassadors, 3 customers, and get 1 level 1 silver every month, boom. I think that's really the best way to do it. But hey, I can truthfully tell you that just in the 2 years that I've been here, I've never been so, I don't know what the right word is, just so bought in and excited for what we have going on inside this building. Like, seriously, the energy every day is palpable. I'll be honest, it's like dark out, and I got here at like 7 something this morning, and it's a Monday, and I'm in the best mood still. Like, time flies here. It's honestly such a fun place, and I wish that I could just scream from the rooftop what too big to miss is. I can tell you that I have tried, even though Tracy totally called me out. That is not the new Slim, but I have tried it, and it's really good. And I've never lied to you. I've only talked to a couple of you, but still have never lied to any of you. My favorite out of all 3 of them. I think it tastes almost exactly. You ready for this? Hopefully I'm even allowed to. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but it tastes just like the milk at the end of your Fruit Loops. So I hope you like Fruit Loops, and I hope you like the milk at the end of your Fruit Loops. So maybe a little less milky.
I cannot stand milk after cereal.
Okay, maybe a little less milky though. So, but that same concept. You'll like it, Tracy, I promise.
Yeah, I know I will.
But no, cool. I mean, hey, that's pretty much, the biggest things I have, but this is going to be a really exciting time, and we have convention, like a month and a half away. Blows my mind, and then we'll find out where Leaders Retreat is, which is going to be super awesome too.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, I hope this is a 100% accurate statement. I was just doing the math in my head in a meeting earlier. I think this is the most products we've either launched / revamped in a calendar year ever for Plexus. Pretty sure.
It's going to be amazing.
So stay tuned.
Cannot wait. Thank you. Thank you.
No doubt.
We just have like a couple minutes for Q&A. Anybody have a question or two for Logan? We won't keep him too long. You guys, you got a business mind right here. He's so good. Nada? I always have such shy people when it comes to questions.
Hey, it's all good. I just like to think that means I answered them all.
Yeah, basically. Fabulous job, Logan. Thank you so much. I know we talk about those 4 cores, principles a lot, and I love just how you dug into them. I mean, we all know it. It's just, putting the pedal to the metal and making it happen.
No doubt.
Thank you so much, Logan. If you want to hop off, I just have 2 other things. You can stay on if you want, but I just have a couple other things I wanted to tell the team while I had their attention.
All right, I'm gonna head out and go see my pup, see my
Sounds
dog.
good. Thanks, Logan.
Of course. Hey, everybody, have a good night. Like she said, you can even add me Facebook. My name is Logan Jones. If you have any questions, or even if you want to link up, have a one-on-one conversation, or have questions, I'm always here. So, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome. Too many pages of notes on that one. But it was so, so good. I hope you loved it too. I just wanted really quickly to touch base about the 7-day challenge, the sneak peek of the pink drink. I know not everyone's doing it, but a lot of people are. So I talked to a couple people yesterday. Good news and bad news. Good news is that we have an awesome team who pulls together and gets everything done when we need it to. So thank you guys for that. Bad news is Post My Party no longer is posting on Facebook. And for those of you that don't do events, you guys, I have a 7-day challenge that we duplicate. So when we plan these events, it's like click, planned, and you don't think about it again. Like it just does it. Well, there's something going on with Facebook and Post My Party, and so it's not working right now. They say it will come back, but that means we have to manually post everything 3 times a day for the next 7 days. Well, this is, of course, is the busiest week for me of the entire month, and I'm leaving on Thursday for the Rise Retreat, and I'm an admin. There's a lot going on for it. So we have some people who are going to be posting tomorrow through Sunday. Hopefully it doesn't like break up the, hopefully they'll like it, that there's more people posting. So the key is there is a giveaway every single day. Your people need to be commenting. So there's 3 posts a day. Just make sure if you have people in the group, send them a message at least every other day and say, hey, are you seeing they're giving away a product every day or something that's being given away every day? I'm obviously doing that. I'm doing the giveaways. Those of you that are posting for me don't have to worry about that. But you do need to do okay, here's your post, and then follow up, do a drawing. I always use Wheel Decide, and then you can put it in there. But I just want your people seeing and hopefully seeing that it flows. So I just wanted to extend apologies ahead of time. It's going to look different. It's not going to flow the same. But as always, we just go with the flow, and hopefully it'll be good. Next is we're going to have an online event the following Thursday. I had talked to Becky before. She's going to hopefully help me still out with that a little bit. The online event, we need to obviously be reaching out to this week. So I know that like things have been crazy, but that is where we're going to seal the deal, y'all. I think that's the 26th is the Thursday. That gives us a chance to get anyone who you think could order this month to that event, get them there. And hopefully by the end of the month, you'll get that first or get a customer or get an ambassador out of it. The BOGO is still happening. This is the lowest enrollment month we've ever had. We've only enrolled 5 ambassadors, which is crazy. But I also know a lot of people's PV are high. If you're like me, you're trying to earn some convention credit. So I know people are putting into customers and your PV. So whatever it is that you're doing this month, just know that it's only halfway through the month. There's still a lot of time to help you hit those milestones and help you hit those goals. And that's exactly what I'm here for. If you're working for convention goals, I want to be talking to you because there's some game planning that you can do with it if we haven't already talked about it. So just know the online event is coming next week. And I think that's it. Did anybody have questions about anything? I know it's kind of crazy. Someone had a question. Go ahead.
Can you share a little bit about that Mandy King girl that you were talking about?
That's what I was going to do.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. That was the last thing I was going to end on. So I was talking to Logan initially about it. So you guys, Mandy King is, she's an Emerald. She and I went Emerald together the same month and, met in Hawaii. And then we went to Jewel training together in November and just kind of connected through that. And I'm on a Jewel thread with them, like all the Jewels that were at training. And Mandy's had a rough year since she went Emerald. Like, guys, she has not re-ranked to Emerald. I don't know at all. I shouldn't say that. She has struggled with it. And she's not made Hawaii again. But she wanted to earn all of the convention credits, like the 2,100 points and get the 2,000 check. And she started April 1st with 1,651 for points, okay? So 1,651 to 2,100 is where you have to go. That's PV. You get points for customers. You get points for ambassadors. She's got a team that isn't extremely active. And so she's like, I just got to work my tail off. Mandy has already added 28 new customers and has over 4,000 PV since April 1st. It is only April 16th. She has now earned every convention prize available. And I was just talking to her today. I sent her a message and I was like, share your tips, please. And she's like, I'm just going to forward you all the messages that I sent. She'd send them to one person and then now she just forwards us because everyone's asking her. And what she told me, because I took notes, was she said, first off, she's very dedicated and she's very committed. She said, when I knew I wanted to hit a goal, I just decided I was going to do it. And she says, some people look at that and they're like, wow, that's hard. How are you going to do it? She's like, small sacrifices for big gains. Like, do you know what this is going to do for her business, you guys? Do you realize the season she is walking into with Plexus and how many of those she can convert in just the Leaders Retreat contest timeframe with all the new products, the upgrades, just the things that can happen? And she's like, it's short-term sacrifice for long-term gains. And then she just went on to say she 100%, it was like all IPAs. She's like, I reached out to people and I said, for one, she's like, I'd be selfish if I didn't tell you this opportunity that I had for you this month. This month is a great opportunity. And shares like, this is what's coming with Plexus. We've already added this hunger control. This product's going to be launched in the fall. New things are coming. I cannot hold this from you anymore. You guys know that I love Plexus. I wanted to share this opportunity. Will you just start this month with being a customer and learning about Plexus? And she's like, it's been amazing. She asked one of her ambassadors who is a happy wholesaler and does not want to do the business, and is not like Logan recommended, like here's your referrals. She just does not want to do it. She asked her to host a party for her. So she did an online event. Her friend invited 50 people to the online event and she got 4 new customers just out of that. Okay. Then she also cold messaged people and said, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I have something amazing. Can't read my handwriting to offer. You can take it or leave it, but here's what I'm doing this month. And I would like to offer it to you. Are you interested? Like, she just got bold. You guys, she's not saying anything special. She's just doing what we're all scared to do. And I'm saying we, because I don't say that stuff either when I send messages, She's just being bold. And honestly, her goal was convention points. So she had a goal and she did what she needed to do to get convention points. She only sold a bag of Slim. She's like, I didn't even talk about the triplex. Because she's like, seriously, Slim's the gateway drug to Plexus. Like, she knows it. She's like, if I can get a bag of Slim in their hands and I can start helping them and I'm just working with them on one product, I can then introduce the triplex then next month. Can you imagine what her PV will be next month? And just how many she can convert. That's what we have to be doing in this business, is growing that customer base. Like, I'm all for giving away Instapots and giving away all that kind of stuff. But I know you guys know that you're going to have some longevity in this business if you continue to focus on your business like she did. you know. And I'm still working for that $2,000 check too. I just need to do a little bit of what she's doing, I think.
Did she offer any any money off or any?
You know what? I don't know if she did.
Okay.
She actually didn't say it all. And I mean, I'm offering off $10 off a bag of Slim for anyone who signs up as a new customer. I'm just sending all personal messages myself. I got the graphics from Keely, I think she'd made them. Yeah, and so I'm sending messages to all my old customers to bring them back, just to bump my PV up. That's the biggest, point increase I can make is in my PV there. And like I took an old customer that was before the contest in January and upgraded her today, so she would count for credit. It's tricky. There's some, stuff you have to do to figure out where your points are going to come from and how it's going to work. But they obviously put it there in place for you to do that, right? Like they give you the tools, they give you how you can earn it, and it's our job to figure out the master plan and make it happen. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I hope you guys are too. I know there's a lot of people still working for winter's dinner. So I won't keep you much longer. I know it's late, but thank you guys so much for being on and just showing up. I know it's hard to show up late, and when we have guest speakers and things, that's the most important for me. And I hope you all love Tamara. She wanted to do a team call so bad, you guys, for us, but our schedules do not match. She's like, can I just go live for you? And I was like, well, yes, you can. So she's awesome. So I hope you got some encouragement from her today. So thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye.